Hi.
Hiya,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Um, you started with the band pretty young.
Yeah.
Do you remember why you wanted to make music?
Um, so we're from a place called Aberdeen in Scotland, and it was kind of as simple as there wasn't that much to do in the city. It's a pretty grey place. There's a lot of rain, and we were just young, looking for something to do. And so yeah, a bunch of me and my friends started playing, and that was about it. It was just to kind of fill our Saturdays with something to do. So yeah, that's kind of why it started and how it started.
Do you remember the first song you wrote?
Yeah, yeah, it was terrible. It was called. I wrote it on an acoustic guitar, and it was called God's Creation. I don't know why. I think I'm like a huge Nirvana fan. I remember seeing the MTV Unplugged gig, and they covered David Bowie's Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam. So I wrote God's Creation thinking that I was Kurt Cobain, and that was it. It was really bad. Yeah.
Um, you listened to Nirvana?
Mm-hmm.
What other bands influenced you?
When I was younger,
Yeah.
or when I was younger, I really liked. I was big on the big pop punk explosion. So at the time, I was really into Blink-182, and the Offspring, and Newfound Glory, and the Ataris. So real very big on American stuff. And then as I got a little bit older, I got into a lot of kind of Scottish bands like Biffy Clyro, and a band called Idlewild. And then from then, the music that influences me now, it's kind of like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and Bruce Springsteen.
It's quite different.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's changed?
I think so my parents are huge music fans, and when I was younger, they would always play stuff like the Beatles and Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen. So that was very much the music I grew up with. And then I think just as I got older, just like anyone, kind of found my own way, found my own path, started to discover bands for myself. And then somehow I navigated back to everything that I grew up with. I guess they say the classics never die, so I think there's something in that, and yeah, it's just it resonates with me. That's the music I love. So yeah.
So there was a lot of music around in the house. Do you remember when you started to play guitar?
Yeah, I think I was around 13. My dad plays guitar, but he's left-handed, so I used to try and play his guitar, but it was the wrong way. It was the wrong way around. So then there was an acoustic guitar in the house, like a little kind of Spanish guitar that I started playing, but I'd only play one string at a time because that's all I could do. And then for Christmas one year when I think I was 14, I got an electric guitar. And that's kind of when I started to take it seriously and played all the time, and then started writing songs and whatnot. So yeah, it was around, I'd say really 13, 14, I started playing.
What sort of subjects did you write about at that age?
Same thing, just girls. It's the same thing, nothing's changed. But the funny thing is, at the time, I didn't have woman problems. I didn't I didn't have girl troubles. But I somehow made it up that I did. I think I was kind of longing for people, so I would sing about that, and I don't know. A lot of it was kind of nonsensical, and I wrote down words that I thought were cool, that made no sense. But yeah, I wrote a lot about people I had crushes on and stuff. Yeah.
Did you play it for them?
No, no, I never did. I don't think they heard it. I remember they did. We used to play at school dances and birthday parties and stuff like that, and we would play the songs there. So I guess they kind of heard the songs somewhat, but maybe didn't know it was about them. Yeah.
So what was sort of the point that you thought, I want to do this for a living, or did it just...
I think quite early on. Yeah, I think so I was in a band when I was, the first band I was in, I was around 14, 15, and then I proceeded to kick everyone out because I didn't think they were good enough.
Oh.
Horrible. So then I started the Xcerts with Jordan and our friend Ross. And yeah, I think I was 15 around the time, and I think that's when I realised that I just wanted to be in a band. That's just kind of felt like what I was born to do. And I used to play a lot of sports, and I thought I was gonna go into kind of a career involving that. But then I got diagnosed with this illness called Crohn's disease, so I'd stopped playing sports. And then I just became really emotional and put it in songs. So yeah, so around that time, that's when I was like, this is the only thing I want to do. And I've been in the band now for, I guess, like 15 years, and that hasn't changed. So I still just want to do this.
So in your first band, you didn't think they were good enough? Was there what changed when you met Jordan?
I don't know. He had like a real drive in him in wanting to be a better musician, and he took it as seriously as I did from a really young age, which is kind of weird, I guess. You don't often find 15-year-olds that are completely on the same page about something like that, because the former members of the band, they just did it as kind of, it was fun, it was like, it was just a part-time activity, and they were all going to go to university, and they're all doing great now. They're doing really great. So yeah, Jordan just had the kind of hunger and the fire that I did to kind of want to make it into a career. So that was the kind of, that was the real turning point, really.
Before we talk about your new music, how do you look back on the first record you made?
Our first album, I'm really proud of it. I'm really, really proud of it. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I don't know, there's a real like youthful energy about that record that I think a lot of people can relate to, and even though it's quite youthful, it still feels quite like nostalgic. I don't really know why it has that quality about it, but it just seems to. And I think people quite like the romanticism of that record. Still really proud of it. We don't play many songs from that album anymore, but I know people would like us to.
Why don't you play songs?
I don't know, we're very much about looking forward and not stewing too much in the past. So for us, we're kind of constantly wanting to, just move forward and play the new material for people, because we feel like that's the best work we've done. So, but in a year's time, it will be the 10-year anniversary. So we might do some sort of commemorative show and play it in its entirety. We'll see.
Cool. I listened to the new record. There were a few songs that sort of stood out to me, a few lyrics. Show Me Beautiful, there's a line, a modern day love affair made me question it all. Mm-hmm. Where did that line come from?
That's quite a heavy line. It's quite personal. I mean, there was a situation basically that occurred with myself and my ex-partner, where it felt kind of our breakup was quite messy, and there was an instance where I felt like I'd been somewhat betrayed in a way by that person. I'm not saying I was perfect in any of this, but yeah, after the split, yeah, there was one instance where it was pretty bad between us. So yeah, that's where that one came from. I can't divulge too much. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sort of the modern day love affair.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking, modern day.
Yeah, like yeah, the modern day was that's just in reference to like the now, in the, you know, people say the future is now and we're in 2017. It still sometimes it feels quite odd to me that we're here in 2017, because it sounds like you know, they would reference 2017 in like 80s movies, and that seems so far away. You know, that was like, I thought there would be flying cars by now. So yeah, the modern day was like more of a reference to yeah, just where we're at now, and where we're at, and kind of how people treat one another in this day and age. I feel like at times the world's not a very compassionate place, and people are forgetting that through kind of not communicating with one another face to face, and you know, everything's on a phone or a laptop. There's a disconnection there, which you know, I'm guilty of staring at my phone, but yeah, I'm not like, I'm aware of it, and I don't like it, you know, so that was the reference of, yeah, modern day.